Hey everyone, and welcome to another Words to Film by lesson. As always, I'd like to thank you all for coming here, and please pass this on to some others and let them know that we're going to be here. And if you got any questions, reach out to me at here, on school. You can put your questions down below, or you can send me a text message or an email. Send me an email at Mike at wordstoFilmby.com. Anyway, today we're going to talk about a topic about how to flesh out your movie idea for a screenplay or a television show. What you need to do, whether you're starting off with a simple single spark of inspiration or you have a fully formed concept for what you want to do. We're going to break it down step by step. So let's get started. First thing you have to do is have a log line. It's really important to be able to articulate yourself in your idea. What's your movie about? What's your stories about? With a simple log line, and the log line is a 1 or 2 sentence summary of your story. It should capture the full essence of your idea and what's going to hook your audience. On top of that, so that's something that's very necessary. So think of it as pretty much your elevator pitch. For example, a good one is, let's go back in time. Jaws. Their log line was a small town sheriff, must protect his community from a man-eating shark terrorizing the local waters. I mean, that pretty much says everything right there in what Jaws is about. Listen, a good log line answers 3 questions. First being, who is the protagonist? That's very important to know who your protagonist is right off the bat. What is their goal? And what are they? And what's standing in their way? What's their obstacles? What's trying to stop them? That's very important. Step 2, define who your characters are. Define them. Spell it out. Make sure you got a good backstory built for them. Once you have that and have that concept in your head about their backstory, then you'll be able to explain your characters in there. So that's important to your log line. It's time to flesh out your characters. Start with your protagonist, who they are, what do they want, what's their backstory. That kind of gets that clear and in a nutshell. And don't forget the antagonist. I mean, it's really important to have a strong antagonist. It's just as important as your hero. So for example, the Dark Knight. Batman's story is elevated by the Joker's chaotic and unpredictable nature of being a loose wire. The supporting characters matter too. They add depth and they drive the story forward. Think of in the Lord of the Rings that Swamsi Ganji, he really pushed that story forward. So step 3, you need to build your world. Now, let's talk about world building. Where does your story take place? Is it a small town? Is it a bustling city? Or is it a galaxy far, far away? The setting should feel real and immersive. For example, the world of Stranger Things is grounded in 1980s nostalgia, but it's also a supernatural twist with the upside down. Remember, the world should serve the story, not just about creating a cool setting. It's about making sure it enhances the narrative. Step 4, outline your plot. Once you have your characters and your world, it's time to outline the whole plot. Start with the 3-act structure: setup, confrontation, and resolution. For example, in the Lord of the Rings, the setup introduces Simba and the world, and the confrontation shows his exile and growth, and the resolution brings him back to reclaim his throne. Outlining this helps you see the big picture, and ensures your story has a clear beginning, middle, and end. That way, there's no mistakes. Develop the themes. The themes are the underlying messages or ideas in your story. What do you want your audience to take away? In Breaking Bad, it explores the themes of morality, power, consequences of one's choices. It's all about the choices. A strong theme can make your story resonate with a deeper level and really grab an audience, and especially if you're hitting the genre that likes that. So a good thing to do is write a treatment before you dive into the script. This is a good way. It's like a detailed summary, including the key scenes, the characters, your character arcs. What you should create in a timeline of your story and the key events. That treatment helps you keep organized, with your ideas serving as a roadmap and a blueprint for your screenplay. Literally, write a line on a piece of paper, put a dot every key event, going forward, that what's going to happen first, second, and the third act. Follow that timeline. And then step 7, get some feedback. Finally share your treatment and outline with your trusted friends, mentors, fellow writers. Feedback is invaluable. Don't be afraid of criticism. It's a part of the process. Use it to refine your story and make it even better. Take a look at case studies. I can show you a couple here. Let's take a look at Toy Story. Toy Story, the log line is simple. A cowboy doll feels threatened when a new spaceman toy becomes his owner's favorite. The characters are well defined, the world is imaginative, and the plot follows a clear 3-act structure. Breaking Bad is another great example. The logline could be a high school chemistry teacher turns to cooking meth after being diagnosed with terminal cancer. He has no other way out, and that's the only way he's going to make a living. The characters, themes, and the world are meticulously crafted in that whole series. So anyway, that's kind of it in a nutshell for Words to Film by today. Remember, fleshing out your story idea is a process, but with these steps, it should help you on your way. Listen, grab the book, take a class, jump in, ask others in the community. Everything is down, in our books. Words to Film by, Write Like a Creator, 7 Steps of Filmmaking, 500 questions to ask your fictional character, which is a great way to build a backstory for your characters, and that's all built into our system of Words to Film by. So if anyone has any questions, you can reach out to me, Mike, at Words to Film by, if you have a detailed question, or you could just post your question here. Be happy to answer it. May even be able to answer it on a video, another video portion of this. So happy to get questions. Happy to answer them, happy to help you in any way of building your story, making your story great, and don't be afraid to put it to paper. We have a lot of tools for you to use here, and I'm excited for you to try it out. So check it out. If you're not here visiting at school.com, and you're seeing us on another platform, visit us and join the free membership and the community at skool.com/words to film by. So come on and check us out. Anyway, thank you for joining us and listening in. Anyway, have a good one, and I will see you on the next one.